Right now. So the ninth graders and Jonah. Come on up. That's you, Seth, yes. But I gotta kick them once in a while. It's like a dog who doesn't listen.
They're always up here.
Seth's having trouble remembering that Seth's his first name.
Yeah, he does. So, look at this fine cast of characters right here, and I wish mullets are really making a comeback. If I had hair, I'd have a mullet, but I don't have hair anymore. So this is a good crew of young guys right here. We got 5 of them standing. We want to see these 5 guys make it to their junior and senior year. Wrestling's attrition, and a lot of guys, man, every year, you know, somebody is on the fence, and I've been at it a long time. It happens every year. There's never been a year, but I promise you, as family members and as kids, if you stick this out, you'll become men, but you'll also be decent wrestlers by the time you're done with your career. So first up, we have Jonah Sturdivant. Jonah's our lonely 8th grader. I got frustrated with him last year in the middle of practice, and Coach Hennessy leaned over and goes, "Coach, he's 12 years old." Like, you know what? You're right. He had a great year this year, and I'm sure he was hungrier, wanted to have a better performance at the sectionals, but he did go 2-2. He was a class champion this year. He was a CSE All-Star, and great things are coming from him. You're also a scholar athlete, which is a big deal. We take that seriously. You got to work hard in the classroom. If you work hard in the classroom, the wrestling is actually easy if you're focused and disciplined. But Jonah's got great things coming ahead of him. We got to teach him that, you know, trick moves aren't everything. You got to have a single or double leg takedown. Jonah Sturdivant. He's got a double leg. Wow. So this is our junior class, and rumor is there's a couple guys didn't wrestle this year. They're coming back next year, and I hope they show up. That's great if they do. We will win or lose with those guys or without those guys because we just get it done. But that being said, we have 7 guys here. If we have a couple more guys back that were injured and or decided wrestling wasn't for them this year, it's very hard to beat a decent team that takes the sport serious if you've got 8 or 9 seniors in your lineup. So next year, these guys are going to be seniors, and you know the goal is I want to see us punch through and get to the state room meet tournament in Syracuse, and that's going to be beating Jordan Elbridge, Cato Meridian, Fort Byron, Union Springs, CVA, and South Jet. But it's a doable goal, and that's where we're going to set it, and we're going to work hard to get there. And it's going to be on the backs of these guys. They're going to lead the team as a group of seniors. So this is your class. If we get those other guys back, it's going to be exciting. First up, Mason Sturdivant. So Mason, same thing. Mason is a junior this year. From the time he was a freshman, you were in those upper weights, right? 170, 182. Then all of a sudden he grew up to a 285-pounder, believe it or not. I don't know if that's coaching or him. But Mason has no fear, and that's a great thing in this sport. And literally, like wrestling some of the biggest, strongest guys in the state and in the section, and not looking back, never complaining, just going hard, win, lose, or draw from the first whistle to the last whistle. And actually, in the end, you know, punched through, got to the state tournament. I think he can be on top of the podium next year if he goes hard and get him in the right weight class. But he was a CSC All-Star, 2nd in the CSC, 2nd in the class, took 3rd at the section tournament, beating guys that beat him at the class tournament. Right, Bonwell, and wasn't there another guy? Or no, he wrestled that kid from Homer. So he had to beat guys that on paper should have beat him, and he did that. Got to the stage for his first time. So Mason, you know, last year was 500. This year is 35-10. Next year you're going to be 40-0 if you win the state. So that's the plan. Mason, we're proud of you. Pep balls, how many wins, tournament points, dual points. So I was really, really impressed when I ran the numbers on this. And every one of you guys in your package, you have a book in there to put it together. It's got a lot of the history about guys that this stuff from this year. But we have the one sheet I call it PowerPoints ranking. And if you look at that, it shows every kid and how many points they scored in this thing that we use. And this guy really blew the other guys away by probably 30 or 40 points. But it didn't surprise me in the end because he had a great year. Mason Sturdivant. this award, you know, the points he scored this year, I think compared to, you know, like he had numbers like Derek Span had back in the day, or maybe Joe Hennessy back in the day. So your goal now is, I think it was 420 points this year. That's pins, wins, whatever. Your goal is to get 500 points next year. Nation Sturgeon.